Peace must be respected, is these students' rallying cry as they march in Bogota in defense of Colombia's fledgling peace process.
We are here to defend the peace tribunal that the president is trying to undermine, and it's important that we speak up to save our opportunity for peace.
This is the second rally since President Ivan Duque called for changes to a special tribunal tasked with investigating war crimes committed during the conflict. Duque's right-wing coalition won the election, promising to change a deal it sees as too lenient on FARC rebels accused of atrocities. But protesters fear the veto is aimed at stifling investigations into the ties between conservative politicians, the military and right-wing paramilitary groups during the war.
Critics of the legislation believe one of the problems of the accord is that it ends up equating guerrilla fighters with legal members of the military who have committed crimes. However, the more than 2,000 members of the security forces who have already gone before the peace tribunal believe the government should not be speaking in their name.
Former Army Mayor Alfredo Gamba is one of them. He's accused of murdering 8 civilians and pretending they were rebel fighters to boost statistics in the war against the guerrilla. After 5 years in prison, he was released thanks to the peace deal. Now he says the veto left him in a judicial limbo and he fears going back to prison.
We face the same risk as FARC members who believed in this process. And what message are we sending to future processes if any government can change them, that you can't trust the state?
More than 10,000 members of the FARC are expected to be judged by the tribunal and receive lenient sentences in exchange for truth and reparations. But the lack of certainty could convince some of them to pick up arms again.
We just want to turn the page on the conflict and build a better country. If we came this far, it just doesn't make sense to go back to a debate we thought had already been resolved. Many mistakes have been made during the war, but we need to look ahead.
It took over 6 years of negotiations to end the 50-year conflict with FARC rebels. But building real peace in a country so profoundly divided remains an uphill battle. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogota.